everybody. Hope you all doing well out there. Here's an old Ralph Mattel song. Have you seen the old man in the clothes down market, kicking up the paper with his worn out shoes? In his eyes you see no pride, and there loosely by his side, yesterday's paper telling yesterday's news. So how can you tell me that you're lonesome and say for you the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something to make you change your mind. Have you seen the old girl who walks the streets of London? Dirt in her hair and her clothes in her rags. She's no time for talking, she just keeps right on walking, carrying her home in two carrier bags. So how can you tell me that you're lonesome and say for you the sun don't shine? And let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something to make you change your mind. All-night cafe at 11:15. The same old man is sitting there on his own, looking at the world over the rim of his teacup. Each tea lasts an hour as he wanders home alone. So how can you tell me that you're lonesome and say for you the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something to make you change your mind. Have you seen the old man outside the seaman's mission? Memories fading with the metal ribbon that he wears. In our winter city, the rain cries a little pity for one more forgotten hero in a world that doesn't care. So how can you tell me that you're lonesome and say for you the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something to make you change your mind. Called a loop pedal. I'm going to change guitars now and play some solos over the top. Something like that. Well, g'day everybody. Hope you all are doing well out there on this Saturday evening. I'm coming to you from Nashville, Tennessee. And for anyone that doesn't know me, my name is Joe Robinson, and I was born and raised in Australia, but I've been living over here in Nashville for about 12 years now, believe it or not. And I really enjoyed doing these live streams over the past, I guess, a year and a half now it's been there, or something like that. This is live stream number 54, I think. So I have a good time playing a variety of songs. I'm going to play some Christmas songs during the stream, but I'm going to start off with a few non-Christmas numbers. And it's always interesting reading the comments, learning where you all are tuning in from. Because, this is a worldwide stream. We're live on YouTube and Facebook. So people are tuning in from all over the world. I see a question there from Jacko, I think. I can't read your name properly, sorry mate. What amps do you use? I use a Fender Champ for electric guitar. It's a blackface Fender Champ. It's about 5 watts, I think. So it's not a powerful amp, but it really has a great sound. So usually I use Fender amps on electric guitar. Okay. So we got Nova Scotia, Montana, New York, Winnipeg, Missouri, Big Texas, Puerto Rico, Rochester, New York, Melbourne, Belgium, England. Amazing. Truly amazing. And Nashville, just around the corner for me probably. Philippines. Okay. This is a song I wrote for my friend Byron, who helped transcribe some of my songs. This was a birthday present for him a couple of years ago now. It's called Byron's Bounce. Hope you enjoy it. All right. Phil says, I think you played this when you opened for Tommy Emmanuel in Des Moines, Iowa. I probably did play that song. I had a great time being on the road with Tommy in the Midwest. Looking forward to getting out and playing some more shows with him in the near future. What guitar for what song? Well, I kind of like to play, a song on all kinds of guitars. So sometimes I play Streets of London like I usually play it on an acoustic, but I played it on an electric to start off the stream. I thought that'd be a fun way to do it. It's nice to change it up sometimes. So yeah, in fact, I'll switch back to the electric. I'll try to think of one that I usually play on the acoustic, and we'll play it on the electric. See how that goes. Just grab my cable here. If you do have any requests, let me know. I see Josh is requesting the prize, and that's actually a great idea. I think I saw a comment that said that the prize has a few similar elements to the previous song I just played, and that would be true. They are both in the key of E minor and have a similar bounce to them. So why don't I play the prize now? That's an example of a song I usually play on acoustic, but I'll play it on the electric tonight, on the Gibson here. Let me know if you can hear everything okay. Here's a bit of the prize. 1, 2, 3. I had a one-word conversation with me, myself, and I about the way we've been living. Can't imagine why. To get to where we're going, it's a clouded compromise. You're mistaking everything I'm taking. My eyes off the prize. Maybe I've been distracted, quite possibly you're right. This big old bright and shining world has kept me up at night. We all know that price tag shouldn't come as no surprise. You're mistaking everything I'm taking. My eyes off the prize. Some days I live with no regrets. Some days I just as shouldn't forget. Some days a diamond, some a stone. Some things I just as soon leave alone. I had a one-word conversation, me, myself, and I, about the way we've been living. Can't imagine why. To get to where we're going, it's a clouded compromise. You're mistaking everything I'm taking. My eyes off the prize. Some days I live with no regrets. Some days I just as soon forget. Some days a diamond, some a stone. Some things I just as soon leave alone. Had a one-word conversation, me, myself, and I, about the way we've been living. Can't imagine why. To get to where we're going, it's a clouded compromise. You're mistaking everything I'm taking. My eyes off the prize. My eyes off the prize. My eyes off the prize. Good fun. Hope you all having as much fun as I am. I've never done that before. Improvised on the prize. That's one of the things I'm trying to do in music more, is just kind of be more spontaneous. Surprise you all. Schopenhauer said the most interesting thing about watching a performer is the idea that they could, twist an ankle or fall off the stage at any moment. So try to be on the edge a little more. Anyway. Linda says, sounding so good, Joe, and crystal clear. I'm glad it's sounding good. Thank you so much, Linda. Ghost of Al Capone request. I could play that soon. That's not a bad idea, actually. I did want to mention that I have a virtual tip jar set up for these live streams, so anyone that enjoys the music and wants to leave a tip, it's very much appreciated by me. It's not required for admission to the show, but if you'd like to leave a tip, the link is joerobinson.com/tipjar, TIPJAR. It's linked in the description of the video and in the comments here. So thank you to anybody who feels like they'd like to leave a tip. I'll play an instrumental track now. I think I'll play a new one that I'm trying to work up to speed. It's called The Rush. Something like that. That's the thing with working up a new piece like that. It has a lot of intricacies and a lot of details, and it's kind of a matter of just really refining them and finding the right moments to put something exciting. I feel like it needs a few little exciting licks in there to really make it feel complete. So, Michaela says, "Wow, I managed to catch the live stream at last. Fantastic. You're in Belarus now. Fantastic. I've never been to Belarus. Can you still play Tears in Heaven?" I can. I'll create a full arrangement for that at some point. I have a list of songs, kind of really popular songs that I think it'd be nice to make guitar arrangements for. I love arranging songs that everybody knows because, there's going to be a large number of guitar players out there looking for a good arrangement, and maybe they'll like mine and want to learn it. And so I feel like that's a nice contribution to make to the world of music. Here's an arrangement I did of a Beatles track that you might have heard called Yesterday. And it's a song that I think it's just a really nice arrangement. It's in the original key, and I'd say it's intermediate level of difficulty. So if anyone wants to learn this arrangement, you can purchase the tab and go about doing that. But anyway, I hope you enjoy listening to it. This is Yesterday. There we go. What a beautiful piece of music. I watched the Beatles Get Back documentary last week, and it was really fascinating. It goes for 6 hours, maybe even longer than that, I think. There's 3 episodes, and it's so interesting watching Paul and John and Ringo and George play around in the studio and come up with these amazing songs like The Long and Winding Road. And it was refreshing for me because I live in Nashville. So someone asked me, "Are you in the States yet, Joe, or are you in Australia?" And I've been in Nashville for about 12 years now. And in Nashville, the musicians, well, the studio environment is quite, professional, and there's a musicians union, and so the union sets how long the sessions go for. So you turn up at the studio from 10 to 1 and you play a session, and then from 2 to 5 you play 2 to 5 you play a session, and then sometimes people do evening sessions as well, and you get paid a little more if it's on a weekend, and there's all these union rules, and it's kind of like, it's definitely not as playful as what I noticed the Beatles, how they were behaving in the studio, coming up with this amazing music. So I found it really refreshing. Music's supposed to be fun, and I think that goes to show you that the best music can be created when you're not too serious. Who would you name as your top 5 favorite guitarists? I would say Django Reinhardt would be probably number 1 in terms of just absolute maestro and so influential. Who else? Tommy Emmanuel, Chet Atkins, Jerry Reed, Lenny Bro would be really high as well. He'd be in my top 5. He was just so good. Joe Pass, one of my favorites. Jeff Beck, Eric Johnson, Robin Ford. So many great players. I'm going to play some Christmas songs now. These are songs from my brand new Christmas album called Christmas au Chalet. It's available now, and if you'd like to purchase it, if you're in the US, there's still time. I think it can be delivered before Christmas Day. It's a 13-song solo acoustic guitar CD, and it features songs like Jingle Bell Rock, Let It Snow, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, the Christmas song, Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire, Silent Night, Winter Wonderland, Jingle Bells, Rudolph, Away in a Manger, all the classics. And I had fun coming up with solo guitar arrangements because, I think there's a lot of great Christmas albums and Christmas recordings out there, especially by the likes of Sinatra and Bing Crosby and whatnot. But I wanted to create some nice, intimate solo guitar arrangements. So you can check that out. And it's also on Spotify, Apple Music, streaming services. You can purchase digital downloads, very high resolution digital downloads, 9624, for anyone who likes hi-fi recordings. So I'm going to play some songs from the Christmas album now. And I wish you all Merry Christmas. This is Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire. I see a couple of really nice questions in there. Songwriting question: how do you start branching out from a regular diatonic scheme you are toying with or building around a melodic idea in your head? So the way I start writing songs is usually just coming up with a bit of a seed of an idea, and usually it's a musical idea first, and it'll be maybe a groove and a chord progression, and then I'll start to just map out in very broad strokes what the song shape might be. And I made a YouTube video called top 5 tips for songwriting. You can watch that if you're interested in going into more detail, But I'll try to map out the song shape and just, it's a constant process of refining the idea and trying to figure out, what to do with it. And then it's a matter of, if there's words, figuring out what the words are about and how to express it in a way that makes sense and is interesting and hasn't been said before in that particular way, and people can relate to, hopefully. If it's an instrumental track, it's a matter of trying to make the melody really strong and figure out a good arrangement. So maybe the melody will be in a lower register in the first A section, and then when the A section repeats after the B section, maybe it goes to a higher octave, or there's a modulation or something. And always looking for some really beautiful twists and turns to surprise the listener, and create a nice arrangement that you'll enjoy playing over and over and over again. Because that's the real beauty, is once you've written a good song, or come up or finished a good arrangement, then you get to play it over and over again, and it gets better and better. So that's one of the wonderful things about music. I'm going to play some more songs from Christmas au Chalet, my Christmas album that's available now. If you'd like a signed CD, we have a new shipment of signed CDs going out Monday morning. So you can go to my website and purchase one if you'd like. If you're in the US, they'll be delivered in 3 to 4 days. So probably arrive before Christmas. So what should I play now? I'm gonna keep playing on this guitar. This old Gibson. I did see a question about the strings on this Gibson. What strings are on it? I think these are the original strings that were on it when I bought it. I haven't changed them. They sound so good. But when I change them, I'll put 11s on, or maybe 10.5 electric strings. Nothing too crazy. All right, here's a little bit of Santa Claus is Coming to Town. hope you're all enjoying the music. I'm having a good time playing for you all. I wanted to let anyone know that's just tuning in, we have a virtual tip jar for these live streams. Anyone that enjoys the music and wants to leave a tip, it's very much appreciated by me. The link to the tip jar is joerobinson.com/tipjar, TIPJAR. And, I love playing for anyone that can tune in with no charge. These streams, they're free for everybody. But if a few people leave a tip, it really helps out. And I really appreciate it. So thank you in advance to anybody who leaves a tip. And thank you sincerely to anybody who's left a tip on previous streams. I'm going to play a few more acoustic numbers. How about a little bit of Let It Snow? Let us know. Crystal asked, are you singing today? Well, I sang quite a few songs earlier in the stream, and now I'm kind of in a Christmas mode. So I'm going to play a couple more Christmas songs, which are instrumental arrangements, and then I'll play a few, whatever comes to mind after that. Probably some with vocals. So here's a little bit of Jingle Bell Rock. play one more Christmas tune. Carl says, sitting with my Tasmanian missus in the Czech Republic, listening to you and singing along. Thank you so much for what you do. Wow, that's really cool, Carl. Too cool. You have an Australian missus and you're over in the Czech Republic. Czech Republic is a special place to me. That's where I proposed to my now wife. And we're in Dolny Postevna, Czech Republic, which is kind of near Dresden, Germany, down there close to the border. And yeah, I always love playing over there in Prague. Usually stay in Prague and then drive out to all these different cities. You know, I usually spend about a week there and play 6 or 8 shows. Beautiful part of the globe. Okay, I'm gonna play some non-Christmas songs now. This is a song I was practicing today, and I thought I might just whip it out and see what happens. This is the White Freightliner Blues by Townes Van Zandt. I'm going out on the highway, listen to them big trucks whine. I'm going out on the highway, listen to them big trucks whine. White Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? New Mexico ain't bad, people there, they treat you kind. New Mexico ain't bad, people there, they treat you kind. White Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? Well, it's bad news from Houston, half my friends all have died. Well, it's bad news from Houston, half of my friends have died. White Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? Oh Lord, I'm gonna ramble till I get back to where I came. Oh Lord, I'm gonna ramble back to where I came. A white fret line is gonna steal away my brain. Listen to them big trucks whine. I'm going out on the highway. Listen to them big trucks whine. White fret line, I want you to steal away my mind. White fret line, I want you to steal away my mind. I gotta love a bit of Townes Van Zandt. When I was, a couple years ago, I did a series of Christmas concerts with Rodney Crowell and Vince Gill and Amy Grant, part of their Christmas show here in Nashville. It was at the Ryman Auditorium, which just won the award for the #1 theater in the world. I think in terms of ticket sales or something, but in that category of venue, about 2,000-seater theater, it was #1 worldwide, so that's pretty special. And we were there for, basically every day for a couple of weeks almost. And just sitting in the dressing room every day, Rodney Crowell, who's one of my favorite musicians, my favorite living songwriter, I would definitely say. We were just sitting in the dressing room just playing song after song after song from all kinds of different people. We played a few of Townes' songs. So it makes me think of, music has an amazing way of reminding you of a place and time. It's one of the incredible things about it. So let me just try and read a few comments. Doc Watson. Yeah, I love playing some Doc. For anyone that's just tuning in, we have a virtual tip jar, and anyone that enjoys the music and wants to leave a tip, it's very much appreciated by me. The link to the tip jar is in the video description. It's in the chat. It's just joerobinson.com/tip jar. There's a train coming. You don't need no baggage, you just climb on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesels humming. You don't need no ticket, you just need the Lord. People get ready, there's a train to Jordan. It's picking up passengers coast to coast. Faith is the key, open the doors and board them. There's hope for all among those who love the most. for the hopeless sinner who hurt all mankind just to save his own. Have pity on those whose chances grow thinner, for there's no hiding place among the kingdom's throne. So people get ready, people get ready, people get ready. I see a question there about the pickup in my Maton guitar here. So this is the JR Signature Maton. It's my signature model. I'm very honored to have a signature Maton. I love these guitars. It's just so much fun to play. You know, I have other guitars and I've played a lot of different types of guitars, and I've had a lot of companies try to get me to play their guitars and things. And I really love playing Matons. I just am a fan. And when you play live, if you're a kind of working musician like me and you get up on stage a lot and play shows, when the world is normal, of course, there's just no better pickup system than the Maton pickup. It really is amazing when playing live. And so the question is about the microphone in the guitar. There is a microphone in here, and there's a under the saddle piezo pickup. I believe there's individual pole pieces for each string. It's a very sensitive pickup, and when I do live streams, I'm not even plugging in and using it. I'm just using one microphone, which is here, and that's it. So when I record, I don't use the pickup because I just like the sound of a microphone. So there you go. Can you play some blues, Joe? Freestyle 12-bar blues. I can play some blues. I'm going to pick up the old archtop here. I'll play a little T-Bone Walker. Check the time. How long I've been playing? An hour already. Wow, time flies. The best is yet to come. James Copeland says, I think you do justice to some John Martin tunes. May You Never. That's a beautiful song. It's a good idea, actually. James asks, how has COVID impacted your career? That's a really good question. I'm going to answer it after this song. Don't let me forget. Let your hair hang down, baby. We're gonna have a natural ball. Let your hair hang down, baby. We're gonna have a natural ball. 'Cause if If you ain't happy, it ain't no fun at all. You can't take it with you, that's one thing for sure. You can't take it with you, that's one thing for sure. And you know what might happen, why I love to sing. It's not the right words, but anyway. I don't know where the volume is on this thing. So there we go. So I promised I'd answer the question, how has COVID impacted your career? Well, the last couple of years have been really, really interesting for me. You know, I've always been a musician ever since I was 10 years old or 11 years old. And I got my first chance to go out and play a gig and get a little money for it, get paid. I was always just chasing that feeling of being on stage, and I loved it so much that I moved all the way to Nashville, which is, you know, one of the best music cities in the world. And it's the kind of place where if you want to make a living as a musician, it's a place full of like-minded people and a community of people who do that. So I've always been a musician, and I've always toured. On an average year, you know, I'd play a couple hundred shows a year, maybe 100, between 120 and 250, somewhere between that amount, ever since I was, you know, 16 and I left school. Although I left school when I was 15, actually, all the way until the pandemic started. And in December 2019, I was in China, and it was wild coming back to the States soon after. And I read, one of the first articles ever about COVID being a thing, and some people I follow on Twitter, Joe Norman, Nassim Taleb, and Yanir, I forget Yanir's last name, but they wrote a paper basically saying what they advised the pandemic response to be. And I read that and I thought, you know what? I have a feeling that this could impact traveling and touring and concerts and all that in a big way. So I feel like I was fortunate to get a little bit of a headwind on what I thought was coming. And I remember there was quite a few musicians I was on tour with before it all started to go crazy. And I remember saying, I think this is going to really be a big deal. And people said, no, it's not. It's just the flu or whatever. A lot of people said that. And so basically, I started to think along the lines of what would I do if I didn't have shows? And the thing about being on the road all the time is there's a lot of expenses. So one of the unexpected beautiful things about being home a lot is expenses go way down because you're not in a hotel every night, you don't have a rental car every day. And so I managed to channel all my energies into creating educational material for my Guitar Synergy channel, as well as being a lot more consistent on social media, posting videos on YouTube, just trying to give the world music at a time when, a lot of people were in lockdown and different things all over the world. And I kind of could see the writing on the wall, and I knew that I wanted to just not rely on touring like I had been doing. And so I started these live streams, and that were a really nice way to honestly, I just craved the feeling of playing on stage. I think it's a natural thing for musicians to want validation. And, if you're just sitting there recording all day in a studio or even in front of a camera, it's kind of, you don't get a lot of feedback. And when I read the chat, I get the same feedback as if I'm playing on stage and I'm looking out at the crowd. So I started doing the streams just to give myself a chance to, get a little bit of that performance feedback. And so unexpected things about the live streams, people tuned in from all over the world, and it just grew and grew and grew. And it was an amazing way for me to share music with more people. And so I've really been grateful that I've been able to spend more time at home, and that actually allows me to live a healthier lifestyle, because one of the downsides to being on the road all the time is you have to eat whatever food is out there on tour. It's not necessarily the best stuff, and you don't necessarily get a lot of sleep, and it's a real grind. But being home, I have more time to practice, more time to write songs. I created 2 albums, well, three albums actually. The third one hasn't come out yet. Christmas album, Borders, and I've written a lot of songs, created a lot of videos, and I've noticed my video is stuttering a little bit. I'm not sure that's coming through, but and anyway, it's been a beautiful year for me in many ways. I'm really sympathetic to all the people who have had their careers impacted, as well as lost loved ones and had loved ones injured and illness. James said you should make a video on the topic. I'm sure a lot of performers could relate. Yeah, one of the things about musicians is musicians are used to uncertain times, I think. So a lot of my musician friends, have made the same comment that, you just kind of go with the flow when you're a musician. And I will say this, I used to have some people around me, booking agent, who subscribed to the idea that in order to tour, it was just totally normal to lose money. And I was losing a lot of money for a long time. I had a trio for 5 years, and we'd go on the road and just burn through cash. When you have people on payroll and, there's just so many expenses, it's hard to make a profit at the end of the day. And And I was encouraged to go into debt and encouraged to just kind of, that was the normal thing in building a career. And I'm really grateful that booking agency dropped me. And I guess I wasn't making them enough money. And I got a new booking an agency, which are fantastic. And when I tour solo, it just makes a lot more sense on every level. I enjoy touring solo more, and I think the audience enjoys it more, especially the kind of venues I play. I play a lot of theaters, and you don't necessarily want to go and hear loud drums banging away in a theater. So fortunate to have no debt. I really believe that if you're a musician, it's really not a great idea to have debt, so of any kind. So that's just something that I'm really grateful. My accountant told me a few years ago, don't carry any debt. It's just not a good idea. So I was thankful for that when the pandemic came about. Anyway, I'm not going to rattle on too much about that. I want to thank you all so much for being with us. My video was stuttering a little bit. I'm not sure what that was about. So I think that's my camera telling me it's time to wave you all good night. I hope you have a great rest of the weekend. Thank you very much for tuning in. A reminder, my Christmas album is out now. You can listen to it on Spotify, Apple Music, and you can also purchase CDs. This weekend is pretty much the last chance you can get a signed CD mailed to you. If you're in the US, it'll arrive before Christmas if you order it this weekend. If you're outside the US, it just takes a couple weeks to ship anything, so unfortunately you probably missed the window. But I hope you all have a great Christmas. Merry Christmas. I am planning on doing a Christmas live stream. I'll announce that very soon. And thank you also to anybody who contributed to the tip jar, virtual tip jar, joerobinson.com/tip jar. Take care, everybody. Have a good rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.